So I've been getting questions on common symptoms of low testosterone, and I'm going to go through all of them kind of one at a time. But it's good in the sense that if you have any of these, you can immediately, kind of identify and see if you need a blood test. But the first big one, and a lot of guys talk about this, is morning wood. Whether you do or don't have it, if you never have it, definitely get a blood test. There's probably something a little bit off. If you always have it, you probably don't need a blood test. You're probably fine. If it's kind of like 50-50, depends on other things. Because some guys, they'll have a really good night's sleep and they'll suddenly get it. Doesn't mean you've got high testosterone, it's just like a relative change. So that can be a bit misleading. Some of the other common symptoms are things like depression. That's a big one. And it's that depression, that kind of feeling of, because I've briefly had it before, where you feel like you can still do the work, whatever the work is, whether it's business or career related or studying related, you can still do it. But the willpower required to do it is like up there. Like, it's very, very difficult. You've got to really put the effort in. Whereas when your testosterone's high, not only is your mood high and the depression's like non-existent, but the willpower required to train hard, to do the work in whatever capacity it is very, very low. Like, you feel like doing the work kind of thing. So that's why testosterone is a major life hack. Everything feels easy, even hard stuff. So if you use that intelligently, you can get so much stuff done in like a short space of time. Then you've got other things like, energy, consistency of energy. So if you've got low energy, or if you start the day off quite well, but then by lunchtime your energy's rock bottom and your diet isn't blatantly like terrible, that could be a testosterone thing as well. So that's a third factor. A fourth one is either muscle loss, which is very common with older guys, or just the inability to put on muscle despite training consistently. Obviously, if you're not training, then you're not going to gain any muscle. But if you're already training, and you're training quite hard, but the muscle just isn't coming, or you're a hard gainer, a lot of these hard gainers, they should get a blood test to see where their testosterone's at, because I guarantee it's not 1,000. So that's definitely another one. Obviously, you've got to train right, you've got to have enough protein, you've got to be sleeping. But if you're quite often, a lot of hard gainers, what it is their cortisol is through the roof. Quite often they're overdoing the caffeine, they're not sleeping enough. They benefit from backing off on the caffeine, having a bit more, add things like ashwagandha, glycine in the evening, focusing more on their sleep, and they'll gain so much more from the gym, and they won't be hard gainers anymore. So that's another one. They are possibly the most common ones. The energy is a big one, because when you notice your testosterone is a lot higher, your energy doesn't flatten out at lunchtime. It doesn't just disappear at 5 p.m. when you get home from work. It tends to be a lot more constant. I mean, you can still mess it up with like loads of sugar and loads of caffeine. You can still like go wrong in that area, but it's a lot harder to do. And it tends to be more consistent. They are the most common low T symptoms. And if you're doing very, very well in those areas, then they're high T symptoms. If you are having either several of them, or any one of them in like a severe form, I would say get a blood test. So that's step number one. But if you still need help once you've got a blood test, and you need to like get it higher, the testosterone or the estrogen or the prolactin lower, whatever it is, feel free to book a consultation. If you go to the testosteroneconsultant.co.uk, you can find all the links there, and I will help you one-to-one, and we'll get it fixed very quickly without using TRT. Assuming you're under the age of 60. If you're over the age of 60, maybe TRT is possibly the right route. But if you're a lot younger, you don't need external hormones. You can do it naturally. If it was a natural thing, if it was a natural problem, then it's a natural solution as well. So there you go. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the